G'day guys, Wearman here. Welcome back to the workshop. We are going to continue on with roles, regardless of your feelings in the matter.
Well, luckily most people's feelings have been positive. So
Everybody seems to be enjoying it, which is cool. I figured we'd just go on with, like, the last poll rating was Brawlers 1, and then I'm pretty sure it was Ambushes next, and then Skirmishers, and then Strikers. So we'll just do them in that order and give them to Pillar, and she can chuck them up and do it. And this one is going to be Ambushes.
Ambushes.
And it's going to be a short one.
Yes.
Because there's not very many things listed. Well, there's a lot, but most of them are all the same. But let's talk about ambushes. So ambushes are typically slow, lightly armored, and prefer short-range engagements. Due to their lighter armor, such units often have to hide behind cover until their enemies are within range. Many infantry units have this role, and a handful of mechs. Ambushes benefit from stealth, being able to take cover, and the ability to be easily transported, or just being cheap enough to swarm the enemy. Ambushes are often very successful in urban areas. The SRM carrier and the urban mech are examples of ambushes.
Yes, and both of those examples can do a lot of damage.
Yes.
Depending on which version you've got, how far away you are.
Very nasty.
But yeah.
And in campaign ops, there are two formations that carry the ambusher as the ideal role. So there's a variant of the assault lance, the hunter lance, where the ideal role is ambusher. So they're like a squad that are trained to fight in heavy woods and urban terrain. 50% of them have to be either ambusher or juggernaut, and 50% of them get the combat intuition SPA, which basically lets them take a point of damage and then have their turn before everybody else, basically.
Which is very
full
good.
Turn.
Yeah, that's right. Move, shoot. Oh, move. Wow. Yeah.
And then there's the urban combat lance. Ideal role is ambusher, of course, or I wouldn't be mentioning it. And at least 50% of the units in the formation must have the jump movement or be infantry. At least 50% of the units in the formation must have a walk or cruise speed of 4. And they get mechs get Street Fighter, proto-mechs get Street Fighter. Infantry get Urban Guerrilla, which is really cool. Lets you basically call up a free squad if you're near a building. So if you're near a building, you can have a squad appear in that building. A green rifle platoon appears in that building and starts shooting at things.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And vehicles receive the equivalent of 1 point of luck and a one-time use of the marksman SPA. Obviously, the conditions, the requirements are negated if you go with the ideal role. So I read them both out just so you know. But yeah, if you go with the ambushes, totally ambushes, then you just get to do it.
So four Panthers. There you go. They're 464 with a PPC.
Dear, that would work. That would work. So I've got ambushes up here on master unit list, and we are looking at, sadly. Now, this is the most skewed one that I've seen. Some of them are feather numbers go like wiggly, but this is the most skewed that you will see for a while. So, Master Unit List has an official listing of 12 BattleMechs that list as ambushes. I am fairly certain there are others. I couldn't honestly name one right now, but I'm fairly certain there are others.
Yeah.
So, I've said this before, take it with a grain of salt. Master Unit List, Sana, all of that, take it with a grain of salt. Do what you got to do. But there's 12 listed under BattleMech. There's 29 combat vehicles. There's 74 industrial mechs, which is cool. I like that. There's 9 proto-mechs, which apparently we're not talking about.
Well, we're going to talk about one. We're going to talk about one, just the variants. We've talked about those in other videos, but there is one that I do want
that he
to touch
specifically wanted to go into. And then there's 9 support vehicles. And the reason this is so skewed is that there are 1,107 listings of variants under infantry.
Yes. Yeah. It's their bag.
Yeah, it is their deal. It's their thing. And that goes from light powered armor squads, Nighthawks, aerials, tornado pals. It goes through, oh my god, like elemental. There's a whole heap of elemental battle armor there. There's a whole heap of inner sphere battle armor there. It goes all the way up to mechanized, like fully mechanized and motorized units, like 28-ton mechanized tracked platoons.
Yeah.
There's the biggest one is a 43-ton field gun infantry platoon. A 32-ton field gun infantry platoon with an AC-10.
Just hello.
Yeah, which is like cool.
Oh,
I like that. But yeah, it goes all the way up to like mechanized and motorized and all that. Like almost all of your infantry is going to be listed as an ambush because they can't really do too much else, honestly. So the jump platoons and things, they're listed in there. They've got a bit more mobility, but they're not really capable of doing the sort of stuff that you need to do to be anything other than an ambusher, really.
correct. Yeah. So even if you have the mechanized hover, which can move up to 5 or something.
Yeah.
So that's very fast, but they're still, their inherent design is that's what they can do.
You might find some that are listed as scouts, which they might have that in there, but I don't.
More likely ambush.
I think they're most likely to be in an ambusher. So if you want to build a nice little urban unit, go with some infantry because you've got a lot to choose from there.
Well, let's have a look at the vehicles first, then, because we always look at mechs, and we are going to look at the mechs, but
We're going to look at.
But let's have a look at the vehicles, because there might be something in there that we find for you that is of interest.
Well, one that I want to mention that we haven't technically gone into the rules for yet is the gun trailers. So there's one listed there as just an ambush gun trailer, which is pretty cool.
Of course, yeah.
I like that. But there's 4 different variants of that that are listed as being ambushes. And basically you just have to have a tractor to get them to where they want to be, and you're okay. Oh, there's the ambush one there. I remember this one now. There's 2, 4, 6 rocket launcher 15s.
Wow. What?
So what you do, right? I remember seeing this one and going, "Oh, I got to talk about that when we do ambushes." Because there's some that are snipers and there's some that are missile boats and all that. So the gun trailers are very varied. But this one stood out to me because those 6 15s, you get your tractor to drop it off somewhere, because these are independently powered gun trailers.
Yeah.
So it's got a rating 10 fusion there. And that you have to have that if you want a trailer that can fire its weapons without being attached. You have to give it like a minimal engine.
Yeah.
Right. So you get your tractor to park this in like an office lobby or a basement parking bay, or on the third or fourth level of a parking garage thing.
Yeah, like a multi-parking thing in the cities and
you just have it sit there powered down with a scout with a periscope, and you go, "Oh, here he comes!" Power up 6 rocket 15s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
And then your crew run away, and this thing gets blown to bits. But who cares, right? You just have the crew run away.
If you set it up on like a level 2, which is like your head height for mechs.
Yeah, that is insane. I love that, and that is the sort of thing that I'm looking at with, like, when you're designing your scenarios to be a bit more interesting. If you've got rules for gun trailers and things like that, or if you want to just make things interesting for the defender, you can say, well, you give them a little note saying, here, look, if you're willing to spend 130 BV, I will let you have up to 4 or 5 of these. Right? It's a 10-ton trailer. So a decent-sized tractor could pull 3 or 4 of them without any distance loss.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
And you just say, okay, you can park them around the thing. We'll call them hidden. You tell me where you're putting them, or write down where you're putting them, and just wow.
Wow, yeah, okay. And BV, 100, was it? 130.
130
130
for
BV.
90 points of damage. I mean, it's a one-off, but 90 points of damage.
Yeah.
A potential. I mean, you've still got to roll your cluster rolls and all that sort of thing, but I like it. I reckon it's cool.
That's just scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's the sort of thing. That's the sort of thing you got to be thinking about when you're talking about ambushes. You know, it's that sort of thing. It's lots of damage potential output.
Yeah.
You know, relying on cover to make sure that your shot counts and to protect you from incoming fire. See, buildings are good for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember what this one was. I think the Stronghold had like a capacity. Yeah, troop capacity. Yeah. So it's got a light AC5. This is the Stronghold variant, right? It's got a lot more armor. You saw the
other one was 1, 2 or something.
It had like 2s, and I think the thing of 1s and 2s. This has actually got like PPC capable, right? There's 12s on the front, right, and left, and then the rear has 14, and the turret has 14.
And 4 internal Okay, yeah. So, okay, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is a strength. This is one that you sit down, and again, it's got a 10 fusion engine, so it can fire its weapons independently of its tractor, and it's got a 4-ton troop bay.
That's nice.
Which gives you a decent range of things that you can take.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, even because Innisphere battle armor is only 4, so you can take 4. But it's got a light AC5, 2 vehicle grenade launchers, and a machine gun. It's got 2 tons of ammo for the LAC and 1/2 ton of ammo for the machine gun. I think the grenade launchers are 1 shot. They're actually set in the rear.
Yeah.
I think they're 1 shot, but don't quote me on that one. But they're basically just an anti-infantry area effect.
Which is what you want. Yeah, that's cool. And how much are they worth, BV?
223.
220?
Yeah, so not far off double the other one, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, they would be worth it, I reckon. If you're taking that with a tractor and you just park it somewhere, even if you have to do it while the other person is watching you do it, so you've got the vehicle that drives on, and it drives around, and it drops these in strategic points, and then goes and parks with the last one somewhere important. And then if they survive, they survive. If they don't, they don't. But you've got forward observers. You've got all sorts of stuff going on there.
Yeah.
I reckon that's great.
It is cool.
SC. I don't think all of them are listed here. Oh, SC will be sniper cannon. Okay. Yeah, so there's one with a sniper cannon. And 6 tons of ammo for the sniper cannon.
Nice.
That is sniper cannon, not artillery. But the sniper cannons you want to fire straight on anyway, so they're a good ambusher.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The Stronghold, the ambusher, and the Ultra. The Ultra.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So Ultra 20.
Ultra 20.
With lots of shots. That's good.
With again, 6 tons of ammo.
Yeah, plenty of shots, and it's got decent armor as well. Turret 12,
hardened armor.
So
it's 48 points of hardened vehicular armor.
Yeah, so double.
So basically, with those 8 points on front, right, and left, it can tank 16 points of damage, and the rear and turret 12. That's 24 points of damage.
Oh, that's so nice.
And the Ultra AC is on a turret too, by the way. It's not. Facing it's a turret, so it's spinning around, popping caps.
Popping caps.
That's what the youth are saying these days, isn't it? I like these things. I reckon they're great. We haven't technically gone into the rules for them yet. We'll probably do it at some point, but yeah, they're worth a look.
What's the BV on that one?
491. That's an Ultra Act 20 you're dealing with there. I mean, you've got a lot of minuses for this explosive ammo, but it's still like you've got an Ultra Hack 20 on a turret.
I was just weighing it up because as part of the ambusher there is the Hetzer wheel support vehicle.
I've got that written down here.
Yeah. Yes. So that's we've talked about that one in some of our previous videos, but that's a 40-ton wheeled vehicle with a AC-20 forward mounting. You know, so that's the same. I'm just sort of thinking you probably want something that can maneuver around. It's nice to have the turret, But I think maybe that might be a good alternative because the BV is how much for a standard? So standard one, 574.
Yep.
This design's been around forever.
Absolutely.
One form or another. But yeah, it's got more armor, 4/6 movement. Yeah, 20 shots. So not as many shots, and it's only firing one shell.
Yeah, it only fires front.
Yeah, so 5 double shell. But that's okay.
This thing's been around for ages, and there's
other variants.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including the C variant. There's 8 variants of the Hetzer that count as ambushes.
Yeah,
and I can see why. I mean, besides the LRM variant, they're basically having to be. I'm trying to find the C variant, but it's not coming up.
clear.
Yeah, no, it's not coming up in there.
What? Okay. Think about it.
But yeah, it's basically got to be an ambusher because it's just yeah. But they've got the AC-10 variant, the Cell variant, the Laser variant, the LBX variant, Scout, the SRM, and the C are all listed as being ambushes.
An LB20 would be interesting.
Oh, there you go. The Scout gets rid of 2 tons. 2 tons? Yeah, I think 2 tons of the ammo. Did it have 4 or 5?
It had 4.
4, yeah. So it drops 2 tons of the ammo to get an active probe, which could be useful in certain circumstances.
Well, you are, yeah. If you are going into a city and things like that.
If you want to save a little bit of BV, you can go for the AC-10 variant or the SRM variant, the Scout variant.
The AC-10 could be good because you've got that extra range. You know?
The LBX one has 3 of standard AC ammo and 2 of cluster.
Okay.
So that's nice.
So it's got more shots.
As well.
Yeah. That's nice too.
That's very cool.
I mean, man, if aircraft or VTOLs or anything come around.
2, 4, 5 SRM6s.
Oh.
5 SRM6s with 3 tons of ammo. So 45 shots. That's not bad.
That's 9 shots.
That's 9 turns of full on. I mean, he's got PPC capable armor, but it is a vehicle, so you're not going to survive that long. I mean,
well, I'm laughing because it's true because we played so many.
if you play it like putting him in basements or like lower levels of buildings, just drive it into the building and hide it there.
Yeah.
Then it can survive a little while longer. But yeah, unless you're using the hidden units rules, which we will go into. Somebody did ask about that, I think.
Yeah.
We'll get into them at some point. We're covering other stuff at the like. BattleTech is huge. It's huge. But yeah, those are pretty high damage numbers.
Yeah, that's a good vehicle. So there's that one. There's the SRM carrier, same sort of thing we talked about. LRM carrier,
30 missiles, so 60 damage. Holy crap!
I think that's a good choice. I mean, static defenses are usually pretty good. You know, an Ultra 20 is good, but to be able to get into position is nice.
Yeah. AC-10 one's got a decent coverage of stuff as well.
Yeah, it's got better range, which could be good. If your movement's 4/6, you know, you might not necessarily be able to be as maneuverable.
Yeah.
So you want that range, the distance, you're an advantage.
One thing I've written here next to ambushes, I've just written carriers, because the SRM carrier and the light SRM carrier are in there. There's the original light SRM carrier, and then there's 2, 4, 5 variants of the standard SRM carry that are listed as ambushes, for obvious reasons, I would hope. And then there's some variants of the LRM carrier. Now, obviously, the LRM carrier is a missile boat, but there are variants of it that count as ambushes because they get closer range weaponry. So there's the LBX carrier, which is Wait a minute, I'll have a look. Let's just put carrier in there. Okay, so there's the laser carrier, which has 8. I'm pretty sure I read it was 8.
There you go. 8 medium lasers.
Mediums, yeah. So like you were saying before, it's basically just an on-toss, but without the turret.
But lighter.
And, well...
less armor.
Yeah, 60 tons, so, yeah. But they're kind of like sort of semi-variant LRM carrier type things, so they've all been sort of like squished down from LRM carriers or beefed up from LRM carriers or just stripped and redone variants of LRM carriers.
Yeah.
There's the MRM carrier, which is, I think it was 3 MRM 30s, if I remember correctly. Which is just insane.
You'd want a good gunnery on that.
Yeah.
To make up for that, but wow, that could...
Oh, there it is. I was looking at it the whole time. Jeez.
Going blind, son.
I'm going blind.
Civil War era experimental tech. Just doesn't have the armor, though.
No.
That's the problem with it, but that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So it's 3 MRM 30s with 3 tons of ammo between them, so 8 shots basically each.
Yeah.
And then a C3 slave.
See, there you go.
Again, you take that and you park it in this is a 60-ton vehicle. So again, it's a squashed down version of the LRM carrier. They're all listed under LRM carriers on the Sana page because they're all kind of like connected.
Yeah.
Law-wise, I mean. But yeah, you hide that in a basement and you've got a C3 slave feeding you targeting information and feeding your LRM carriers and things targeting information, the awesome on the hill targeting information. And you've got, again, not a potential for 90 points of damage. But probably with 330s, you'd probably get better average damage than with those, what was the one we were just looking at? Oh my God.
Well, the SRM 6s and stuff we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot less rolling, for sure.
A lot less.
Because you're doing, for 3
the rockets.
The rockets, yeah.
That was 90. But those are a one-shot. These you can do 8 times, basically. And yeah, the 30 would have a better average than a 15. So on the cluster 2.
Yeah, true.
So that would work out.
The minimum, I think, would be like 10, wouldn't it? Because I think the minimum was 12 for the 40. So it'd be something like minimum of 9 or 10.
Something like
per
that.
launcher that hits. So that's pretty good.
Cool.
For how much PV? 779.
Yeah.
MRM carrier, forward facing. But still.
It's I mean, if you are using proper ambush rules, or if you can maneuver this the right way, like in the prison scenario with that SRM carrier, it was all about where I maneuvered it. It would have died if I got it in the wrong spots, but it was all about where it was positioned and how many times I got to actually get to fire with it was basically it.
Yeah.
There was another vehicle one that I wanted to go into, which was the SOCAR. The SOCAR was a Jade Falcon build because the Jade Falcons are kind of pants as far as interpersonal relations goes, I would say.
Yeah.
So this is a 4.6 wheeled vehicle. It looks really, really cool. It's got a very, very Jade Falcon-y type look to it, I reckon. All angles and pointy guns.
It's like the 60s villain getaway vehicle.
Yeah.
Or 70s, maybe 70s or 80s. Probably 80s.
If it was a 70s or 80s sci-fi.
Like Mad Max kind of. It's got a bit of Mad Max vibes with the look.
But it does look pretty cool.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
But you can definitely tell that it's like a Jade Falcon design. There's a lot of angular stuff there. I think they go in for that a lot. But it's listed under its mission in Sana is urban pacification, and what they basically had was a lot of the lower caste, non-warrior caste, in the aftermath of the jihad, were getting very, very upset. And in true Jade Falcon form, they said, well, let's build a vehicle to kill them all.
That's right, yes.
So
make them build their own weapon that kills them.
yeah. So it is often enough to dissuade, its mere presence is often enough to dissuade the lower caste from continuing their Desgra behavior. But it isn't desired. It's Salhama units of the Falcons, and they dislike it because it's used to fight non-warriors. So bully for them. But there's a pair of heavy flamers on a 4.6 vehicle on the front. And then on the turret, it's got 4 AP Gauss rifles and 2 ProtoMech AK-8s.
Which is nothing to sniff at.
No.
That is very nice.
That is as far as anti-personnel stuff goes and urban stuff goes, that is, wow. That is pretty good. But yeah, I just like the look of that one. It looked really Jade Falcon-y to me. I can imagine that like a lime green with like yellow bits on it. I reckon that'd work.
Well, you definitely know that it's a Jade Falcon design if they've put ProtoMech weapons onto vehicles. Because they just really don't like ProtoMechs that much overall.
No.
Whereas the other clans have sort of adopted them and really embraced them, and they've done quite well with them.
These guys are going,
They're like, no.
you got a big gun. Let's rip that off there and put it on this thing.
But what about the society? You know, they made those really cool ProtoMechs and stuff. Yeah, but no.
Yeah, but no. We're Jade Falcon. We do stuff our way. Shut up. Go away or I'll shoot you. But yeah, there's there was 29 different things you got. You've got a coolant truck listed.
Well, yeah, true.
The as far as I know, the original version of the coolant truck I think has like a light machine gun or something on it, and it's listed in there as an ambusher, which is just,
well, it would be.
It's insane.
You know those people that, you know, stop you at the traffic lights, you know, and they come out with the squeegee and the thing, you know, can I clean your window, that sort of thing. This is for mechs, you know. The guy comes out with the hose. They're going to cool you down, buddy. Cool you down and fight.
Dear.
What?
So you wanted to talk about this fella, didn't you?
Well, we'll work away. We're working our way.
Oh, we're working our way to mech.
To mechs. So we'll talk about. We did talk about ProtoMechs, and there is one that I do want to talk about. And I did mention the Society.
Yes.
So that was part of them too, which is good. Yes, yes.
Very cool.
So the Hobgoblin, which is basically an ultra version because of its weight.
It's 10 tons.
It's 10 tons, yeah. So ultra ProtoMech. And look, it's just delicious. Mainly because of one of the weapon systems that it has, which is only for ProtoMechs, which is a fusillade, which is basically a ATM launcher with the Artemis 4. ATM 3, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's a one shot, right?
With one reload, but you can choose whatever ammo you want. Yeah. Which in itself is pretty powerful. If you have those high explosives, that's 3 damage per missile. That's nothing to sniff at.
No.
So it's got one of those, and it's also got a AP Gauss rifle as well.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm just looking at that. There is some speculation that the Hobgoblin went on to influence the Svartalfa ProtoMech and used by Clan Hell's Horses. So Svartalfa that I mentioned in the last one, the Brawler one, was mentioned here, and B, we now know it was Clan Hell's Horses.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
you were pretty sure it was, we couldn't find it listed anywhere. So there you go. That is it. Yeah. But yeah, this one's a Society one.
It looks really good, and it's nice. It's a hard hitting weapon, so anything big it comes across, and again, you know, run them as like a set of 5. Yeah, you know, run your full point of 5, and that's a lot. So what's the BV on that one?
272.
272. So for clan level tech, and getting 5 of those for about 1,200 or something like that.
Something like
that's nice.
And this is it's a experimental test bed for the fusillade and the magnetic clamp system.
Yeah,
really. And the magnetic clamp system is one that lets you run on like any mech. You can attach to
vehicles.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
I think you can only get a maximum of... Yeah, it was 2, wasn't it?
I think
2 on a mech. One on the front, one on the
front, one on the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's still, I mean, you can take a point with just like 3 units. So if you have a point of mechs and a point of ProtoMechs, you've got transport for those protomechs.
That's right.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I like that. The 2 variant of the Hobgoblin is also listed as an ambusher, which is just 4 AP Gauss rifles with 20 shots.
Yeah.
Between them.
I don't know, that missile system is
I think the missile system is pretty cool. Even being 1 shot with 1 reload, it's still, you load that with the right thing, and the ATM-3 is, you're going to do some damage.
Yeah, 5 of those. You'll pick your one target, because you can. You're all one.
Yeah.
They like to fire on their own, but they're all one. They will work like that.
The High-X one is short range, but it does 3 points per missile.
That's right, yeah. I think it's got like a SRM, Innisphere SRM range, I'm pretty sure. So it's very short range, but wow.
But that's 9 points potentially per unit.
Yep.
So 45 points of damage for the entire point.
Yeah, I know.
Everything hits and your clusters rolls good. That's like you spread that out into
it's 5 point each one. Yeah, so you do it each lot, but
but it's still, I mean, that is insane. That's potentially 2 groupings per unit, as long as you get more than 5 points of damage. As long as you can get at least 2 of them to hit, you've got 2 groupings.
But that usually decimates light units.
Yeah,
that can decimate medium vehicle units.
Easy. You could immobilize and kill a heavy any vehicle unit. Yeah. You bring that down on them with all of those locations. If you can roll well on your locations, you can cripple a bigger unit, but you can destroy the lighter ones.
Yeah,
just with the damage.
Yeah. So having these guys doing their ambushing, and if you've got vehicles that sort of get within range,
sure.
Yeah, so I really like that from a clan perspective for like BV cost, value for, and all that sort of thing. Very useful.
Yeah, very cool. I don't know if there's any other variants. I don't think there are. I think
no,
two,
that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
So they do talk about some other variants. There's one of the Harpy, which it's the Harpy.
He goes, Harpy, no, we're not talking about that one.
No.
Cicerops, no, we're not talking about Hydra, no. Minotaur, no. Oh, Hobgoblin. We're not talking about that one. We're not talking about ours. Boom.
But we've discussed those. So go watch those other. We had the videos about the Protomechs.
Yeah, there were some
series. They're really good.
Every single one of them was covered in a.
Yeah, if you're on the fence about Protomechs, that might that'll probably you'll probably make a decision after you've watched those because I don't know, they're good. I think they're good.
If there's anybody out there doing big scale games and using like any blue ocean, deep ocean maps, you can use the white tip submarine as an ambusher, which is cool. I mean, it is a submarine, so obviously, but yeah, that one counts as an ambusher. But I think now we have to talk about the mechs.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
And it's not a long discussion, so officially.
Should we save the best for last? Do you think?
Really?
So yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know. So I want to just talk about a clan one, and it's on the list, so we'll just do that. So the Hunchback 2C. So there's a bit of a... it's got a bit of a story, this one, actually. So it is good. It is good, definitely as an ambusher, all right? But as far as the clans are concerned, it's a bit of a retirement mech sort of thing. So if you're a Solomar guy and you haven't really done too well for yourself, you might end up in one of these.
This is
it has the stigma, because based on the mech, it fits the ambusher role. It has lighter armor, simply because it hits really, really hard because of the weapons they put onto it. 2 clan Ultra 20s.
Yeah, that's the standard variant. It has 2 Act 20 Ultras for the clan and 2 tons of ammo. So you've only got 10 shots between those 2.
Yeah.
But honestly, there's only like none of the rear and none of the arms can stand up to like anything more than a medium laser. If you hit them with anything bigger than a medium laser, standard medium laser, they'll breach.
Yeah.
And 1 or 2 PPC shots, or a PPC and a medium laser, or a PPC and a large laser to anywhere else, and it's dead. It gets broken through and collapsed.
It's the classic design of, death or glory sort of thing. And that's where they're at.
When you look up glass cannon,
Yeah,
When you look up glass cannon in the dictionary in Wikipedia, there should be a picture of a Hunchback 2C, because it is, it will absolutely destroy you if you let it. But if you can hit it with something first, then you're okay.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, it will overheat if it fires everything, because there is a couple of ER medium lasers in there as backup. But I don't know. I've faced one once and I've used one once. Both cases, it was very damaging. Very damaging. Yeah.
And these, I mean, law-wise, like I say, these are the retirement plan sort of thing. So these guys aren't holding back on those ultras. They're firing.
Oh, they're going. Oh, yeah.
They're picking a target.
And that's another thing. You see one of those on the field. You say, that dude's angry.
He's angry.
It's just because he's in there, he's angry.
He's like, right, this is it. This is my one. I'm taking you lot with me. And he's bouncing from, because it's a 4.64. Which is
the fact that it's got jump. You put that in the city, put him in a building, so he's got protection from that. Helps with the armor.
I mean, you wouldn't walk him in there. You'd get infantry to cut a hole, because if he walks through there, he's going to blow himself up.
Only if he's piloting scrap, because he gets to roll that to avoid.
Maybe a good pilot.
Maybe could crawl.
Walk very, very slowly.
Yeah, it's my paint job.
Dear. But that's, I mean, there's 3 variants: the standard, the 2, and the 5. Standard, the 2, and the 5. What's the 2 got? Still a 4.64. Still, slightly better armor, actually. Not by much, but slightly better armor. Better heat sink capacity, and he needs it because there's 4 heavy large lasers and 2 medium pulse. Good lord.
Yeah.
They're 18 points heat. That's 16 damage for them, wasn't it?
Yes.
So, yeah. That's 64 points of damage. Wow.
Cool.
You can't fire all of them without overheat.
No, that's, But at least your ammo's not going to explode, I suppose. You could it's still death or glory it.
That one actually has a higher BV than the standard.
I'd imagine
because of I reckon the explosive ammo probably does something about that.
Yeah, it gives you a benefit.
Yeah, so it's like a couple of 100 points higher.
Does it still jump?
Yeah, still 4.64.
4.64.
Still got solid armor coverage. That's 112 versus 96.
Well, you could just fire 3.
Yeah.
Just fire 3 instead. That's still, if you're not double tapping with your ultras, that's still more damage without risk of lockup or whatever. It's still pretty good.
Yeah. That's what, like 12 or so, 16 points. Yeah, 16 points more.
Yeah.
He's got like a ton of extra armor, I reckon, on there, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I think the 5's going to be experimental. No, the 5 is not listed. Doesn't matter.
That's all right. But yeah, I find it interesting mech, but it can potentially do a lot of damage if you understand how to use it right and you've got the right environment. Yeah.
Yeah. This is one for people that have some BattleTech knowledge, who are reasonably knowledgeable about maneuvering and heat management and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But have a bit of a homicidal tendency and possibly a death wish. Then go for it, guys.
Is your motto on day-to-day, weapons are free? This is the mech for you.
Get into it. Go hard or go home, basically, is the one. I want to see what the 5's got, but I don't know if it's going to be listed. There it is. Developed by the LCAF when they held Pandora, this configuration of the Hunchback 2C has an LB-20X in each side torso and a pair of medium pulse lasers in the center. 2 tons of autocannon ammunition is carried. The Jade Falcons kept it in production after they recaptured Pandora. So this was LCAF, so Lyra and Commonwealth, so it'll be an inner sphere one somewhere, but it's not coming up.
No, that's okay. No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
2 LB-20X. Oh, man.
So that I would take that variant over the standard variant. I'd take that heavy laser variant over any of them, but the 20X I reckon is better than the Ultra. I'd be pumping one big bladder damage and then a spray, and then the other one would be like switch them. So you'd have one big bladder damage and then a spray.
Yeah.
And just if you get
Getting a bonus to hits.
yeah, if you get a mech that's like really lightly armored, and or has a lot of like damage on its armor panels, then you just do 2 sprays.
Yeah.
And just blat the crap out of it. But you can take a vehicle out with an LB20X.
True.
Easy.
True. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, if you get a good hit on like a VTOL or something.
Yep.
That's a lot of little damage you're rolling.
It's solid cluster roll, and you've killed it. There's no way it's going to survive it. Not completely intact anyway. It's going to have movement troubles. It's going to have like critical hits and that sort of thing. It's just insane.
They're so much better on the heat. So much more efficient on the heat, though.
Oh
You know?
yeah. But
Yeah.
that is
So that's it. So that's the Hunchback. The Hunchback 2C. I actually like it, and
I think it's good.
I've got one painted up for my fire mandrels. So I'll take that for a spin at one point.
Honestly, never used it, and I've never had to go against one. But
Well, you're lucky, man.
yeah, every time I've gone clan,
I'm still recovering.
every time I've gone clan and thought about it, it's just been like I think I can do better stuff with 1600 BV.
Yeah.
But it is a good mech. It is a good mech. And then that brings us to the obvious one, I guess, which is the urban mech.
With the urban mech. The best for last.
Let's see if the suburban mech is listed, actually, because no, he's not on there. All right. So technically the suburban mech is also listed as an ambusher, but the urban mech is the one that's like there.
Yeah.
And there's 2, 4, 6, 8 variants of the urban mech from the R60, which is the standard
Yep.
variant.
Which is the AC-10 and a small laser or something.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
And small laser,
10 shots.
sod all armor, and just, well, actually, it's got the same armor as the Hunchback DC. It's got the same 96 points. But it's a 232.
Yeah. But
Oh my god, he's got even less. Oh, that's the Act 20 variant. Actually.
Yeah, an X20.
Yeah. So the 60L is the other like standard tech, introductory tech one. So it's just an Act 20 and a small laser instead of an Act 10 and a small laser. And they just dropped like a boatload of armor to put it in there.
But look, yeah, I mean, look, the standard urban mech, you know, I mean, the Capellans have been using it for a long time, you know, it's been a staple for theirs through the history.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, like they're everywhere. BV and like price-wise, like if you're actually paying like C-bills and stuff.
Unless you go into the higher tech level ones, you're looking at about 500-600 BV. But for the low tech ones, only 400 or 500 BV.
Yes.
The 68, what's the 60? Oh, that's the MRM version that I used against you. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the number was like familiar. And I'm like, well, I know that one.
I was extremely fortunate that it did not connect as many times as it did. So nasty.
Oh, there's one with full armor coverage. Good lord. Oh, that's the rack version.
Wow.
Okay, so the rotary rack 5, ER small laser and ER medium laser, 2 tons of ammo for the rack.
There you go.
And he's got full ferrofibrous coverage. So, yeah, that's
It's also the most expensive on that list there. 724, but still,
Yeah.
5.
There is the 93 and the 96 are over 800. But I think the 80's listed here as well. So what's he got? Back to the 96. Oh, so that's the snub-nosed PPC variant that I wanted to use. It's 3076.
Aha, yes.
Yeah. So snub-nosed PPC, small pulse, small laser, and a tag system, active probe, and ECM suite. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to put him in there, because that ECM suite would block out some of the stuff that you were doing.
So good.
What was the 93 and a 96? So the 93 is 96 points of hardened armor.
Oh,
Very nice. And he's only a 222.
222.
222 for some reason. 10 double heat sinks. Oh, plasma rifle. Okay. So that'll be it. Plasma rifle, ER medium, ER small. But 96 points of hardened armor, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's not awesome, but it's pretty cool. But that's 894.
For a 30-ton chassis or whatever.
Yeah, for one of these dustbins on legs, it's actually pretty good. So he's the 96 is a 223 snub-nosed PPC and a small X-Pulse with 92 tons of hardened armor. Yeah. I don't know where the Suburban Mech is listed. I'm sure I've seen it before. I think I looked it up when I first started looking at ambushes a while back. Suburban Mech. It's a lot of typing with big fat fingers. So somewhere in this, there'll be a variant called the Suburban Mech. Oh, there it is. UMR 100. All right, so a variant proposed during the clan invasion, but ultimately never put into production because of high cost in the clan invasion. This Suburban Mech would have used a 120 rated engine to reach a running speed of 64 k's an hour. Power 4 jump jets. 10 double heat sinks were to be installed and the PPC would be swapped for an extended range model. But the rest of the weaponry matched the UMR 90 variant. And the 90 variant was the one, I think, the 90... Where are you? Can't see the 90 there anywhere either. Oh, the 90 is another Suburban Mech.
Oh, wow. Okay. God, we're finding more.
I'm going in circles here. So this Suburban Mech, the R90 Suburban Mech, was a redesign by Hans Davian, fixing the AFFS supply lines. Visually identical to an urban mech, but has a larger engine, gets to 54 k's an hour. Autocannons are replaced with a single PPC and 2 medium lasers. Small laser remains in place, but jump range has been increased to 90 meters, which is 3.
Right, so 353 PPC, couple of medium lasers.
13 single heat sinks struggle to dissipate. Variant appeared in Battle Technology issue number 18, created by Craig Reed and Robert Madison. Was picked up in the Urban Warfare expansion for BattleTech video game by Harebrained Schemes. There you go. If you guys are playing that one, you'll probably be able to find a Suburban Mech in there somewhere. And then the R100 is basically the same thing, but they make the ER PPC instead of a standard PPC. And 4 jump jets.
Oh,
3. His running speed goes up to 64 k's an hour, so it'll be a 464 with 10 double heat sinks and an ER PPC. Wow.
So that's a bit more useful. Especially in suburbs where you've got the increased jump and get up to more areas because his weight doesn't increase.
No.
And 30 is pretty good. He should be able to stand on most buildings.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, they were never put in production, so there's not really any point worrying about it.
There you go, people. There is a market out there. You heard it first with us. Go out and build yourself one of those urban mechs.
Do the record sheets up and get some official rules and
show it off.
Start flogging it off.
That's right.
Yeah.
Terran's Mercenary Unit might be interested in buying some.
Buy one of those full company box sets of urban mechs. Why? What? Just why?
Because it's urban mechs, buddy. That's why they have plushies and all that sort of thing.
That's so crap.
There was... We're allowed our opinion, people. Don't judge us about it.
They're good. They're good. They are very useful in certain situations.
Yeah.
But they are very situational. If you put him on an open battlefield anywhere, he's dead.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. But how's that any different to some of the others?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. Like I say, I still like that Ringer.
Know your environment and whatever.
That Ringer force that Hutch painted up to look like stormtroopers.
Yeah.
It was a Venom or a Spider? I think it was a Venom.
It's a Venom.
Painted black to look like Darth Vader.
And he had a
4 urban mechs. Yeah, he had a red lightsaber in there. And then 4 urban mechs painted to look white to look like stormtroopers.
So
it was really cool.
And it was each different variant.
Yeah, each one was a different variant. They worked really, really well.
They dominated everything.
Massacring people.
That's the Force.
So, yeah.
They're cookies, apparently.
They're definitely useful. They're definitely a good mech if you have the right situation for them. How's that sound?
Well, that you speak the truth, brother.
We do. We're spitting truth. And don't forget, there's 1,100 variants of infantry there if you want to get into infantry. We have done some videos in infantry.
We'll probably
But
do
yeah.
more on those later because there's all those different variants. You know, you got mounted troops and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, you got beast troops and stuff like that. There's loads of stuff out there. I wouldn't mind getting some field guns operational in some of our games at some point.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, it's all there. But that's pretty much it. I think because like I said, the list isn't.
Managed to drag that out to an hour when there was only 12 mechs listed. That's pretty good.
But the that Ultra 2, man. Hunchback.
The Hunchback, the 2C Hunchback, if you want an ambusher, he's your man. 464 and just a boatload of damage in whatever variant you take, really.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter, but they're all like full on.
So pick your opponent and I don't know, you might do all right. Certainly be potential damage is huge.
I would say MVP as far as ambushes go would be combat vehicles.
Well, yes. Well, infantry, it's their thing.
Infantry
are the overall winners, but there are
combat vehicles have like a few advantages. Damage outwards wise.
Well, their maneuverability. If you can combine something with infantry like that,
like that Stronghold gun trailer.
Oh yeah,
you've got like a battle armor or I think a jump platoon's only 3, isn't it? Tons. I can't remember. Something like that. But you can fit a platoon in there, or you can fit full battle armor in there. That's solid, I reckon. And a light autocannon 5 on the top on the turret.
Yeah.
Boom. But yeah, all good.
So
we're just doing this in order. That was ambushes. We're probably going to do skirmishes next, and then strikers. If you've got a favourite ambusher, chuck it in the comments.
Yeah.
I know that's what you're supposed to say to involve engagement, aren't you? Comment. Yes, sods.
If anyone's even sort of, if you've used any of these sorts of things, I mean, there's so many urban mechs out there. Someone's got to have a story about them for that sort of thing, for like an ambushing.
Yeah, and like I say, we'll go into. We may even do a try and like do a variant of the hidden units rules that we can actually do without a third person. Because you can do that. You can just make your own sort of variant.
Yeah.
We'll probably go through hidden unit rules at some point. If it's something you really desperately want to see, make sure you keep reminding us with a comment or something like that. Just let us know so I don't forget stuff, because I do that. And that's it. We'll probably be on skirmishes next, and then strikers, and that is it.
That's it for that.
Yeah. You guys stay groovy, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, later.